Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this episode, I want to talk about how to adjust user security access. So typically, Dynamics give you the standard role together with privileges and duties. You don't need to do any adjustments. But in the real world, when you start the implementation for a client, they may have specific access requests. So let's say as an accountant within this company, since we are a small company, we need an accountant to create all the financial reports. So in this case, the standard role as an accountant does not give access to those financial report designer. So in this case, how should we adjust their user security just specifically for this company requirement? Okay, so in this episode, I'm going to show you step by step how to accomplish this task. All right, as usual, please like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts by commenting down below. Okay, let's get started. First part, we need to understand for the financial report access, from the standard role perspective, who has access? What is the privilege and duty? So to get that, you will need to navigate to that menu item. So that's under General Ledger. By the way, I'm just taking this as an example, but you should have this same screen across all Dynamics modules. So under General Ledger, I'll open up Financial Reports here. And under Options, across all screens, you have this Security Diagnostics. When I open this up, it's actually showing you all the available roles, privilege, and duties. So for example, the role here, the auditor, accounting manager, budget manager, and CEO, CFO, accountant, they have access to this report or this screen. And if I scroll down, you can continue to see all the duties and privilege. So even though you see a user role is listed here, it doesn't necessarily mean that user has the full access to create, edit, generate, or delete, right? So that's controlled by duty and privilege. So let's take a quick look. This general financial reports typically just generate that financial reports. They don't have access to edit or new, right? And then this maintain, typically that gives you access to both create a new report design, do the edit, and also open the financial report designer, which is previously the management reporter, and start building reports, right? That's the maintain role. And view, of course, that's self-explanatory, just have the access to view generated financial reports. So even though this is just an example, it's kind of universal in Dynamics. The maintain typically gives you the edit access, and generate or view, that's clearly view is just a read-only type of access. And in this typical scenario, view financial reports is more often for CFO, auditor, CEO. They don't need to make any transactions or make any report changes. They just need to see the outcome, right? And those maintain options are more relevant for accounting manager, finance controller, or supervisor. They are defining the report layout, making adjustments, so they should have access to that edit function. And then this generate, typically that's only for accountant. They don't need to modify any report design. They don't need to streamline the layout. All they need to do is come here and generate a report for view. Okay? So this is a kind of a high level understanding of the technical terms. All right, now with that, in our scenario, we're saying, okay, for accountant, they will need to get access to maintain financial reports because we're a small company. So in that case, you will take this privilege, maintain financial reports. Same thing for the duty, maintain financial reports. And we will need add duty and this privilege into the new accountant role, right? And for this part, if you need to figure out what is the exact control point or the exact duty or privilege, you can reach out to the technical team. They can check from the back end and confirm, okay, here is the privilege or duty you will need to add. All right. So now we complete the first step. We know exactly what is the privilege and duty we need to add. Now, the second step, we will navigate to start customizing this role. To do that, you need to have system admin access. So I'm going to navigate to system admin, that module, and open up this security section. You see we have the security configurations. So from here, you will have a list of all available roles. together with the duties, also the privileges and all the details. So we'll check that out. To start with, you need to find the role, right? The role you want to change. Straightforward, we will need to change accountant. The best practice is when you want to make changes on an existing Dynamics role, it's better to duplicate this and make all the changes on the new target role because for audit purposes, you would want to keep the standard default Dynamics role and then do all the customizations from that new role. So in my case, I'm going to select this accountant and do duplicate, and I will give a new name of this new role. I'll say USMF accountant. Okay, and then from here, do okay. All right, now you see we have this new role. For now, since this is a duplicate, it contains all the standard accountant role. We just need to add those privilege and duties on top of this. So to do that, select here on the right-hand side, privileges. Currently, we only have those two privileges. We need to add one. So you just click Add References. Okay, and now we can use this filter to find that relevant privilege. Very straightforward. So I'll say contains, maintain, financial. Let's see. Okay, maintain financial reports. We should have this here. It also gives you the description, design and maintain financial reports, right? So I select this and do OK. Now it's added here. And when I double click, you can see on the right-hand side, more detailed description and references. Another thing you need to check is open this action menu items. So here, what it says is, okay, you have those buttons or menu items. You have the possibility to edit, generate, create a new one, or delete. So for those four menu items, how the system should grant access. So you double click each one, open up to the right-hand side. Now from here, you can say, okay, for this edit, do I grant all accesses or should I deny? Or this will stay as unset. So this unset means you don't do anything for the update, for the create, for the delete. Grant means they will have access to update. So if I switch this to grant, this means this accountant will be able to update. They will be able to create. They will be able to delete. So you basically give the full access. And if you do deny, this scenario is more, for example, you want to remove a certain privilege from an existing role, you can do deny. But for now, I'll just grant everything. And I do the same for generate, since they will need to have all those options for generate and create a new one, same thing. So let me enable those, delete, I'll do the same. Okay, so as of now, they have access to grant for all those menu items. We're done with the privilege. Okay. Third step, you will need to do for the duties as well. So double click on duties. Let me come back here and do it again. So duties, right? Now we have double click, and from this duties, we also need to add a reference because we want to add that maintain financial report duties as well. So let's do the same. Add references, filter by maintain financial, and maintain financial reports. Select this, do OK. So this is added. And now from the duties, I'll need to find out that maintain, we just added, right? So maintain financial. Okay, so now I select this. You can see on the right side, you no longer have that menu item options because we're at the duty level. And by now, you have added this privilege and duty to this specific role. All good. Now you have completed this customization phase. And as a final step, what you need to do is to publish your changes. So it's not sufficient just making adjustments on the role. You will need to make it confirmed by doing this publish option. So how you do that is clicking here, unpublish the objects. It's going to store all your changes on those roles. So in my case, this is my USMF accountant role I have adjusted. And I know that this privilege, maintain financial reports, have been adjusted as well because we changed the grant option for all the delete, create, edit, right? So now I need to select those two and then do publish selection. So only publish those two selected, and I do yes. So it's going to take some time to run, but this is basically your last step for the role customization. Okay, so now we're done with this part. Now the last step is to go to your user account and actually assign this new customized role. So if I open up users, oh, now it's saying, okay, you still have pending non-published changes. Do you want to do that? I want to close without publishing. Okay, so from this list, if I select this Alicia account for USMF, I'll open up this user. And when I scroll down, I'll need to assign this new role. So in this role, it's going to show up as USMF accountant. So I'll select this one, assign it to her. And from here, we can tell the user, okay, now please connect to financial report and try again. You should have access to that edit button within the financial report designer. Okay, so this is the full step for how to adjust the user security access. Just as a quick recap, number one, you need to go to the security diagnostic to understand what is the missing privilege or duty. Feel free to work with the technical team to confirm. And second step, you go to the security configuration and add a reference to both privilege and duty. And for privilege, you need to have additional step to check if you need to grant access to all those detailed menu items. All right. And the third step, once you finish the customization, you will need to publish the changes within the same screen. And the final step would be assign this customized role to your actual user account. And from there, you have completed the whole cycle. Okay, so that covers the topics today. I hope this is useful. Please comment down below and let me know what are the other topics you want to see. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.